the angel roll out with a stone in the morning. Oh, Mary, the angel roll out with a stone in the morning. In the morning, in the morning, the angel roll out with a stone in the morning. Oh, Mary, I am to the betrayed. Oh, the angel roll out with a stone in the morning. Oh, I am to not betray. The angel roll out with a stone in the morning. Oh, Mary, we the angel roll out with a stone in the morning. The angel roll out with a stone in the morning. The angel roll out with a stone in the morning. The angel roll out with a stone in the
I say a pleasant good night to one and all. Pleasant good night to all of you joining us. Welcome to another installment of Baptist Building Business. I want to say thank you for joining us tonight. I hope that all is well with you. You know, we had a little rainy weather today, but all in all, you know, I believe that, or I hope that no one was adversely affected. To those of you who were, I pray that, you know, your situation can be resolved before the end of the night. But if not, to God be the glory. You know, in everything, we still have to give him all the thanks and praise that is due unto his high and exalted name. So this afternoon, as I said, you know, our second or third, I should say, third episode of, you know, Baptist Building Business. We have a young man, I say young man because I know him a little while, but he's still young in my opinion. You know, I've known him a while in the Baptist faith. I've known him doing different things. He's a man that can wear different hats because he is multi-talented. You know, he's like one of the men in the parable who get more than one talent and he makes use of it. So tonight, help me welcome our beloved brother, our shepherd, you know, Shepherd Damian. Pleasant good afternoon, sir. How are you this afternoon?
Pleasant good afternoon, sir. How are you doing? And pleasant good night to each and everyone on the platform. It's a pleasure being here. Thanks for the invite. Thanks for the welcome.
No problem, no problem, no problem. So, you know, let me start off with the simple stuff for some people who may not know you. So, you know, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you worship, and, you know, we'll take it from there.
All right, cool. Well, my name is Damian Phillip, Brother Damian. Some people call me in church. Some people call me Shepherd Damian. And hey, we see the title there. I fellowship at New Jerusalem Church of Jesus Christ in Enterprise. That is by Lord Bishop Patrick Roberts and Teacher Mother K. Kathleen Ishmael. I'm a teacher by profession. I'm a musician, an educator, and I'm also currently an appointed head of department for the visual and performing arts at my school, and recently acting vice principal at the same institution. I'm also an avid, well, artist, for want of a better term. Right, so I'm a musician and artist. I'm also into fitness and trying to keep my body fit and trying to keep that whole health and wellness going together. With along with balancing work and play. I'm also a lot of hats, but I'm also the president of the Royal Lions Rugby Football Club. Um, and I serve on a lot of committees and a lot of other things going on. Some of them I can't remember right now, but in a nutshell, that's basically who I am.
Nice, nice. As I say, a man of many hats, and as I say, with all the talents, making sure and make use of them. So, a nice follow-up question because, is a platform mainly based on the spiritual Baptist community, but what do you enjoy most about being a spiritual Baptist?
Well, I think for me is all about the music, right? Um, and strangely enough, doing being in university, doing my first degree, and also doing my master's program, my thesis was centered around the music of the feet, because to me it's something that is always intriguing. And when you learn music from the theoretical standpoint, and then you listen to spiritual Baptist music, and that kind of correlation, the voices, the natural harmonies that would just occur if somebody started to sing a song, and people would just fall into a harmony, and then not to mention the adoption rhythm and how things could just go from you could even take a slow song that will just get up tempo and build. The music is just, to me, it's all about the music. I mean, and in addition to that, you have the whole fellowship aspect where you meet with your brothers and sisters, and that, and then hearing the word and that movement of the spirit and all that. But the main thing for me is the singing and the music.
Yes, yes. Well, as we see, for those who didn't see them, I just pull Shepherd Damian back up on screen alone. Say, see, he had the instruments in the background and stuff. So, he in line when he say how much
Yeah,
he loves the music, So, Brother Damian, well, I have seen your artwork,
yeah.
on Facebook. I know you had a auction recently.
Exhibition, yeah.
Exhibition,
Yeah.
exhibition and auction, right? Auction, yeah. 'Cause no, I think you're selling so many pieces. So
Yeah.
right,
All for sale.
right. So tell us a little bit about your artwork in terms of, you know, let me start with when you get started and why you get started.
All right. Starting me as an artist, I should say started within the last few years, but I would have been doing arts in secondary school. But I was not one where I wasn't open about it. So I would have, let me say I draw something or I sketch something, and people say, hey, that's looking really good at. And then I was like, yeah, but it was something that I wouldn't put on the forefront. I always have it hidden. I would always have my sketchbook. People find it nice and whatever. And I'm always good at sketching stuff. But in those times, I had to be in the mood. I never really like painting and all of that, right? So it was like I want to, for want of a better term, like say a kind of hidden talent. So it was something that I would just use for, let me say, to for relaxation or as a hobby. You're not nothing to do, you sit down and you just sketch to kind of take up time, and as you keep doing something more and more, you realize that you get better at it. But still, and I talk about school was a while ago because I was wrong a little while, right? And then we had well, a lot of years passed, and in probably about 2013, yeah, probably about 2013, I was doing my postgrad diploma in education, and there was a part of the course called an elective where we had to do something outside of our area of specialty. So I would have done my postgrad for the music, for VAPA or music, and music specifically, and we had to do something outside of our area of specialty. So I'm a musician, so I had to do something outside of my area of specialty. I mean, people went with a lot of things. Some people spend a lot of money going to do this and to do that, and you had to do a presentation. So you say, you know what, may take the easy route. I kind of already doing this art thing. I feel I could probably just explore it a little more, right?
Yes.
And I did, right? And I would probably mention at this point, with the help of the who was then the art teacher in school. We had people like he was my previous head of department, Mr. Edgar Jacob, right? Art teacher and artist. Um, and then along the way, I had also Melisha Walker Donald, um, Gittins, and then as time go along, and I always seek the advice, Noreen Peters and also Sean Peters, who are also artists. And then, well, of course, during that period of time, I'd got married, so my wife, she's my main critic, right? So she could critique my work, and sometimes it's kind of difficult to hear, but I mean, she's open and forthright, right? So 2013, I did explore a little more because before I would have just been focused on sketching, charcoal, pencil, and that kind of thing. And I explored painting and different colors and different mediums. So I would have done, beside the watercolor, also did worked on with chalk pastel, soft pastel, a little bit of acrylic. I did inks, and I think I did some more charcoal as well, right? And that experience was something that kind of opened my eyes because as I said before, I was just sketching pencil. So it opened my eye and it kind of increased my enthusiasm to kind of do a little more of it. And from then I planned that every year, well, when I reach up after, let's say after 3, 4 years, I would do an exhibition if I keep doing pieces, because that is not my main job. So I kind of do it when I have free time. And that time getting pushed back, keep getting pushed back, keep getting pushed back. And then I think probably trying to remember if it's before COVID, man. Probably before COVID, I decided, you know what, let me kind of focus and bring things together and focus on showcasing some of my stuff. And I plan to have an exhibition, which would have been for Liberation Holiday, which would have been last year. Right, I had an online exhibition, right? And then from that, as soon as that one would have been completed, I decided that I'm gonna try to do another one for this year, which was which was last in March going here.
Right, right.
All right. So that's in a nutshell, basically, that would have been the journey from where I would have started to where I am now. And I only really, my wife, she was the one who kind of encouraged me, start the Instagram page and try to, put things out there and keep posting stuff on the page, keep showcasing your stuff because you never know, somebody might buy it. Right. So and then the idea for the exhibition came solely because I was looking for a team to go with. And I saying, you know what, I'm a spiritual Baptist, Liberation Day coming up, so I could probably do some Baptist team pieces to put up for sale. So that was last year, and then the same for this year.
Okay, cool. Apologies, guys. We had a little technical glitch there, but um, nothing too severe. Let me just before I forget, let me just remind persons that we are live both on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. So it don't matter which platform somebody on, you can share the live with them, let them be able to see. And yes, it's still going to be up after we are finished, so persons will be able to view it after. Let me say pleasant good night to Andy Cook Jr. Say pleasant good night from Restoration of Israel Spiritual Baptist Church. Sister Joanne Hutcherson, Shamin Bastaldo, blessed night. our guest from last week, Sister Avenel Franklin, and we
Man,
have
seen some people from New Jerusalem chiming in there, man.
Leaf for Life Classroom International. Lots of love. So yes, as I said, feel free to share, feel free to like, and we here having a little conversation with Brother Damian this afternoon. So Justin, you were speaking, and I hear you mention a couple persons who would have been, how to say, I would say, who was sort of a mentor role or a certain level of guidance role. So, in terms like for you, how important was that role in terms of you being able to? Because you also mentioned it while being a critic. How important was that for you to have those persons there to rapport with, or to give you that kind of guidance in terms of what you could do, what avenues they could take, was the best. Um, I know not everything, for example, I know you can't really use pastel on canvas per se. So giving little tips on what is the best way to go about your stuff.
Well, actually, I mean, to me, I looked at them as being the expert because the majority of names that I call are actually visual arts teachers. So that is what they do. So stuff that I was not sure about, they were able to guide me accordingly. Even in terms of the different mediums and how I go about using them, um, the 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 canvas or the paper to use a different type of paper. And I mean, I learned a lot from them, right? Because I was approaching something, I was approaching it from the standpoint of not being sure about what I'm doing. When it comes to pencil, and I mean, you're just sketching, you have a sketchbook and a pencil, and you're good to go. You could start something, you could do something. But when it comes to color and color theory and understanding that color wheel and mixing colors and how to darken and how to lighten and how to work watercolors, I mean, there was a lot of things that I didn't know, and I learned a lot because even when I did 5 pieces for that presentation for my deped, right? I did about 5 pieces, and they were different mediums, and I was actually shocked, right? And in the presentation, the panel even asked me a similar question as you, and I was able to answer them and get them, teaching them something about based on what I learned, which was new to me, right? And they were as well intrigued in the short space of time that I was able to produce 5 pieces, right? And I mean, I and all was shocked, but I guess that's how God would have it. So I looked at those people as experts in the field because that's what they do. They are artists, they are visual arts teachers, right? That's stuff that they do. So I trusted them. I trusted their opinion. Um, So, and that, I mean, that helped me along the way to the point where this is where I reached out. Even up to now, I still would, when I'm doing something, I would run something by them or send them something that I want to start, and they would give me pointers, do this, do that, do the other to kind of enhance my work.
Nice, nice. So well, the good thing about having role models and guidance, is even in the spiritual Baptist faith, we just need the guidance of those who have the experience.
Yeah, true.
I think one of the things that most of us have to deal with on a personal level, even though we have the mentors, sometimes is the fear and doubt. So, did you have any fear and doubts, in going into this field? Now, I know you say you was dabbling in it before, especially with the
Yeah.
with the sketching, but did you have any fear and doubts? And then what tips or what did you do to help overcome the fears and the doubts?
Well, in my case, I think I am my own worst critic. So I would have a lot of doubt until if I do a piece or I start and do that piece or I start in preparation or the preliminary sketch, and then you start to put on the color, and it's like you're not. I'm always at that place where like I don't like how this is going,
Hmm.
but having those persons to kind of throw bounce thing off of, that is what gives me a little more confidence because if them say it right or them say it looking good, I feel a little more confident, right? And even with my wife as well, when she say, well, hey, that looking good, but sometimes when she give you that critique, like sometimes it's not something that you want to hear, and you say, right, you had to go back to the drawing board and start over or make some adjustments. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, really and truly, when you look at it from her standpoint or from their standpoint, based on the critique or the advice or the corrections that they would give, when it is done, it really does enhance the piece, or it really does make it look different, or it really adds to what I would have started or the direction that I wanted to originally go. So having those persons to bounce things off of, it kind of eliminates the doubt for me.
Okay,
Because I
okay.
mean, when I look at it, I mean, at the end of the day, this is pieces that I mean, they're posting up on social media, and people could comment and whatever. So four people are like, once them say, "Hey, you're good to go,"
Mm-hmm.
I feel a little more confident and I'm good to go.
Nice, nice, nice. So, well, as one of our local artists does say, confidence is everything, yeah, because in moving forward at times, you need that extra boost. I know
Yeah,
some
true.
people that say the ego ain't good, but oversized ego not good, but you need that energy boost that it gives you from getting the compliments and that good word in terms of you're
Yeah, true.
moving in the right direction.
Because I mean, even for me, it took a while for me to actually like call myself an artist. Because I always in the early days, I used to be telling people, "Well, I'm learning. I'm still learning this thing." So
Right.
it took a while for me actually to say, "Right, I'm an artist." I'm telling people, "Right, I'm a musician. I'm also an artist." So it took a while for that to happen. So I guess as your confidence build and as you work and again as you keep doing something and you're working at it, you get better at it. Sometimes something you do and you try doing something else, as you keep practicing, you realize it gets easier and easier.
True, true. So very true because I remember starting this out and it was like trying to ride a bike, a one wheel bike, and not even knowing how to maintain a balance. So it was a challenge, but as you get accustomed and you go along, as I say, the confidence does grow when persons get
Yeah.
it. Because I remember one or two people bounced me up and it's like, I know your face, spiritual Baptist radio, and I'm like, yes, yes, and they're like, keep up the good work and the little encouragement does go a long way.
Yeah, it goes a long way. A long,
So
long.
in you doing what you're doing now, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm not sure if I've ever really seen persons do spiritual Baptist artwork. In now, probably it's just the circles that I in, so I don't know. But maybe you can tell us, if it is you have ever seen anybody else, and what probably inspired you more so to gravitate to that. Because I know most times, artists tend to have a little of different things, but what exactly would have I would say guided you or persuaded you because the spiritual Baptist fraternity we little skeptical
Yeah,
comes to our beliefs being out in public.
yeah,
And I probably that stems from us having to hide for so long and the criticisms that or the skepticism of some other persons. But what guided you in terms of or gave you that confidence to go in that direction as opposed to just doing general artwork or even just artwork on musical stuff.
I think in trying to decide on a theme to go with for the first exhibition, I was trying not to be um familiar, like, and for one, there's one for want of a better term, because there are the artists who would touch on different medium, and there's a lot of art out there that would touch on, let me see, like scenery, beat scenes,
Mm-hmm.
um
Mm-hmm.
different things, buildings, um a lot of general stuff, and I didn't want us to jump off the blocks as being, doing those things that would be kind of familiar. Although it would still be, for each artist, it would be unique because as you work, you're putting out there. And then it just came to me, you're a Baptist. And honestly, I don't think I have ever seen, and I mean, not to my knowledge, I mean, I stand corrected. Somebody could put it up in the comments or the chat or whatever. I don't think I've ever seen any artwork that, let me say, spiritual Baptist based. Right, I know for sometimes for liberation, when people posting up their greetings and stuff, different companies, they would have some kind of African style artwork or picture or something like that to post up for Liberation Holiday. But honestly, to my knowledge, I don't think I've ever seen any artwork that's, let me say, focus on the spiritual Baptist, on imagery and things that are from the spiritual Baptist faith. Stand to be corrected, I don't. And I think I was guided in that direction as something, as one of the themes to go with for, for my for the first exhibition and subsequently the last exhibition.
Okay, cool. Because as I say, it's unusual, but unusual in a way that it is appreciated. Because I remember seeing some pieces and I would, share some with those who have not seen. You would share some a little later on, but I remember seeing some and it's like you don't really have much pictures to begin with. Persons would have the personal pictures. And in seeing some of the artwork, especially how it depicted, they say a picture tells a thousand words, but in watching these pictures and being somebody of a spiritual Baptist persuasion, it gives you a different feeling.
Yeah, true.
When you see them. So I must say, I appreciate you going in that direction, and for those of you in the comment section know what I'm talking about, you all could chime in as well. So, Brother Damian, my next question is, in terms of how you do your artwork, I know you say you also do music and you do different things, but
Yeah.
what made you decide to venture along the business route of it instead of just a hobby?
After my first, not the first one, I should say, when I did those pieces for my dipper, those 5 pieces, they were just done to, let me say, for a particular purpose, for the elective, right? I chose art and I did the presentations, all right, and it was appreciated. And I think I would have posted it up on social media, and one of the pieces sold, right? And I was like, but wait now. And from since then, I say, you know what, I could start to probably do pieces, and it'll take my little time, but start to do pieces, and probably at some stage at some year when I reach whatever age, I would do a major exhibition, right? And that just keep being pushed back. So I think that was the stigma or the instigator to start to produce pieces. One of the pieces was sold. It was a charcoal and a color pencil, I think. Charcoal and color pencil piece. It was a image of Maracas Beach, right? The area down by the bridge down there, right? That piece sold. Right, a friend of mine bought that piece, and from since then, that's something that's been on my mind. And I keep producing pieces. And then in the last exhibition, a couple of pieces sold, right? And I mean, it gives you further encouragement. But then at the end of the day, like an artist told me, sometimes who you think you're doing art for, right? You're doing art for people who appreciate art, and that doesn't necessarily mean people who are spiritual Baptists.
So true. So you have begun, and there's a phrase that says the longest journey begins with a single step.
True, yeah.
So you have begun. So my question would be, where do you see yourself or this business and I say business because as Mother Ned told me, you had to see everything now futuristic. You can't just see it for what it is. So, where do you see yourself grow or your business going in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, in the next 5 to 10 years, I would like to actually do an physical exhibition. Right, I was trying to do one for this last one going here, but I want to have an exhibition that would not only the theme would not only be, let's say, spiritual Baptist pieces, and probably eventually have that one seal that I could set you apart financially, right? But I mean, not everything is about the money, but the love for art is something that it keeps growing. You know, and I do, and as I said before, I'm not able to do it as much as I would like to because of um time and because of what I do. You know what I mean? But because I'm also a teacher, right? And then that comes with some responsibilities in addition to my recent stint as vice principal. Right. So even right now there's a piece on the easel outside there probably for probably about the last 2 weeks that I
Mm-hmm.
started and it's just there. I haven't done anything on it. So I'm not able to put in as much time as I would like, but I'm hoping for the future, I'll be able to put in more time and produce more pieces and to reach that stage where your pieces, it's in some 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 great grand place and that people could look at, people could view it.
Okay. So now that we look at the future, I'm gonna look at the past a little bit, right? In terms
Right.
of not far past but near past. Because a lot of persons would have been affected, or everybody was affected in some way from COVID. So how did COVID affect you, both positively and negatively? Because I know for some persons, we all know the negative effects, who home, who
Yeah.
lose work and whatnot, but overall, holistically. But I say, I look at the both sides at times. How would have COVID, would have COVID affected you? Both positively and negatively. How would, because sometimes you had to go down to go up.
Yeah.
How did it affect you?
I think being the negative side of it is for me just not being able to go out and socialize or not being able to you're just home every day. I mean, I'm teaching, so every day you're on the computer before school, after school, preparing for the next day. Prior to COVID, I didn't used to wear glasses. Right, what tested my eye before that, and the eye doctor said, "Hey, eye good." And then after COVID, 2 years being online, my sight started to go. And it's only until recently, like a couple of weeks ago, that I had to get these spectacular spectacles, right? Because eyesight started to get, a little weak. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the positive side of it, being home and teaching, I mean, I kind of prefer it because to me, I get a lot more work done with the students. And then I was able to do a lot of things. I started a little kitchen garden that produced a lot of things. A small kitchen at about a 10 by 10 area, and that produced a lot of crops. Shared some, eat some. It provided that avenue to release. So I was able to have a little kitchen garden. My normal routine then would be, waking up in the morning, working out in the front yard, then going and see about the garden, right? Come inside, eat, get ready, and start my day. Right, start my day online, have classes, and even during while classes going on, you have a pot in the fire, you're cooking, and, you're telling you, right, come back this morning, go and you check your pot, you come back, or you have something in your oven, you hear the thing beep, you could go and check it. So you're home and you're doing that. So by the time school finish, I have food I could eat, or home and I cooking. The wife didn't have to cook because I home and I doing stuff. So I mean, being home, that was the positive side of it, and I was also able to kind of do more artwork because I had the time, right? I'm not out in the hustle and bustle of getting up early in the morning, 4 o'clock, 4:30, leaving house by 5, reaching down to work by 5:30, and beginning a day, and then evening traffic to come home. So yeah, that's home, So that is the kind of positive and negative side of it for me.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it's not like I want to go back to that because that not being able to go out to this home here, and I mean, you gotta try to keep yourself occupied, to keep yourself basically sane. So, working out, doing stuff, doing music, playing music. I mean, I got actually, I should say, closer to my instruments,
Mm-hmm.
because one of the problems being a music educator, you don't really get your own free time to practice your
Okay.
own instrument. So that is basically be a challenge because, and I mean probably I'm back to that now. If I have something to play in, that is the only time you find me practicing. or if I try to help out them training school, but then again, that's helping out the students. But my own personal practice time, that was, well, then I had more time, and well, now it being affected again. But all in all,
True, true. Well, I I understand what you're saying, especially in terms of the being home and being able to get stuff done. Now, my personal opinion is I think to some extent that the government service should find a way to get hybrid, both online and in person. I don't
true.
know if it would ever happen. I remember telling somebody, I think, for example, the wider public service, like all the ministries, I think they could go shift system. If there
Yeah,
are some people work 6 to 2 in the morning and some people work 1 to 7 in the evening or something, and it will help ease the traffic on the road as well too
yeah.
because you have a rotation. But
And I've been one who've been saying that if it's one thing that we could have kept from that experience would have been that rotation. Some people, people working from home, right? Yeah, like say work from home 2 or 3 days a week and they go out to work, physical work. But I think we had that kind of massa mentality where the higher ups, they want to see you in work, they want to be over your back, you're probably about to be doing nothing, on your computer. You could be playing game on the computer, but they see you and they figure, right, that is productivity. But to me, I'm of the opinion that if there's one thing that we could have kept from that COVID experience would have been that whole rotation. Some people working from home, and I mean, at the end of the day, people would have been happier. And I mean, you have a little more disposable income because you're spending less money on transport, on gas,
true.
buying food every day because you're home. But that is just my opinion. So that's probably one little thing that we could have kept from it. But that whole mentality, they have to see you to know that you're working. If they don't see you, that means you're not doing anything. It's skylacking.
True.
And I think to me, I don't know if there was anybody who would have been doing any kind of measurement or have had any kind of mechanism in place to measure productivity. So during this time, people who home and they working, if they were able to get a lot more done when they're actually in the office.
Mm.
I don't know if any studies was done where that is
And
concerned.
I highly doubt, and even if they were done, I don't think they would use the results anyhow, as they say.
They wouldn't make it public at all.
But as you said, it brings me to the question of success because people define success differently. So for you, how would you define success in terms of your business and you moving forward?
I think for me, success is basically being able to produce more pieces and not necessarily sell, because at the end of the day, art is something that appreciates. So if it don't sell now, it'll sell sometime. You must find somebody who would appreciate it and buy it. The challenge with me is that social media updating, that's a time consuming thing. That's like I mean, people have that as a job. So when you have pages to manage and keeping updated and keep posting stuff, it does take some time. So I'm not able to efficiently do that to that extent where you keep posting up stuff and keep doing things. I mean, during that period of COVID, I mean, I was posting things regular. I start a piece, I would put work in progress, and you see the progress along the way from when the piece would have started to when it probably near end, right? But with this last exhibition, I had to stop doing that because I had probably about 2 or 3 pieces that sold before the actual exhibition,
Mm-hmm.
right? I posted up on a lecturer from one of my lecturers from UTT. She saw it and saw one of the pieces and said, "Oh, hey, I want that piece." I'm like, "That's not for sale as yet. That's for my exhibition next year." And she was like, "No, I'm not waiting until next year," because she bought one in the last exhibition, and she said, "No, I'm not waiting until next year. I need it now. I want it now, today." I like, and then I had to give in and I sold it. Right? There was another piece. When you post up the pieces, I'll tell you which ones they are. That also sold. Mother from church, they had I think some mother's court function, and they was honoring one of the elder mothers, and she brought a piece, and then the men's ministry from church, they bought a piece. So that's how it kind of went. So I stopped posting stuff when I planning an exhibition because it diminishing the amount that I want to to actually exhibit on the actual exhibition date. But as my wife told me, you always had to keep posting up stuff. You don't necessarily have to be pictures of your artwork or showing that progress, but things that related to your page, things that related to art, things that related to, to keep your page current, keep your page up to date. All right. So, but I something I'm not able to efficiently do as how I would like. I just have it in my mind. But that's the time to do it. So, I mean, and as I say, some people have it as a job, but
True.
posting up on social media, oof, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time.
Yep.
So that is really that is actually the challenge with me. So I
Mm-hmm.
think if I'm able to successfully, to able to do it efficiently, to me that will be an area of success because they're keeping the page current and keeping people informed. Um, I can't remember how much followers I have, like to tell you, on my art page. But that's what I would rate as successful in terms of the business side of what I do,
Well,
and of course, well, selling pieces.
well, I just say it's true. With art always appreciates.
Yeah,
It come like land price don't ever drop. It always going
true.
up.
Yeah,
So that is good. In terms of being able to quantify what you're looking to, and it's good to know that persons are interested, because sometimes people see stuff and that is as far as it goes. They see it, they like it, but that is as far. You're not really getting the support
yeah,
in terms of persons being able to sometimes not even purchasing, but even just sharing.
yeah.
Because
That's shit.
as I keep telling people, the beauty about business online is that with you may not be able to financially support, but if you like and you share whatever you may see, somebody else in your circle will see it, like it, and be able to patronize.
True. Because and let me add this in my last exhibition, probably about, let me say, about 4 pieces that sold were people who were not even spiritual Baptists.
Hmm.
So the market, my target market is actually not the people who I targeted, but people who not even spiritual Baptists, but who have appreciation for art. And that's one of my friends who I would have mentioned before. That's one of the things that they explain. I mean, yeah, you have the people it teamed that way, but you have people who have an appreciation for art that they would appreciate the piece and they would buy it.
Yes, just true. So I think my next question off of this is, in terms of time. So I'm pay it in a two-part way. So
Yeah,
one thing is that we just had to manage time, and I know I hear from your come answer before, with the COVID, you had to manage that time with being online, exercising, busting a little pot. So my question is, one, did you or do you have a schedule in terms of what helps you stay on track? And then two, in terms of with that schedule, how does your business or work affect church life?
my schedule, I don't know. Some people ask me how you just do this and how you just do that, where you just get the time. Um, and to tell you the truth, sometimes I don't all do himself no. I try to keep myself on a schedule where, for instance, in on the job, I would plan my day, right? So I use Google Calendar. I would plan my day and I would plan stuff. So things that I would have upcoming, I have it in the calendar and I have reminders so that would pop up prior to those dates or those times. So I kind of keep myself on track. I'm not always able to, to keep on track, but that is something that once I plan it out, I know what I have. And with the Google Calendar, for every day that you don't do something, don't do a task, it keeps coming up the other day as you have stuff pending to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, where exercising is concerned is something that I try not to not do it. I try to keep it because if we are I started measuring something like, you know what, we have 24 hours in a day. You spend 2-3 hours in traffic, you spend 8 hours on the job, and taking an hour at least for yourself, for your own personal development or for your own health and wellness, it's not too much to do because you would use that time. You could use that time to do other things, and I mean some of the other things that you could be doing somewhere else. And so I try to always not, how I should put it, not exercise. So I always try to keep that in my schedule. So I try to do it at least 3 to 4 days a week. Although within the last couple of weeks I've been tardy. I only started back today to try to create that balance. Because when I don't, I just feel, I don't know, I just feel weird when I don't exercise for a significant period of time. So I always try to keep working out and exercising or going to the gym in my schedule, right? Outside of that, I also go riding, right? So our bike, I'll go ride, either go and do trails or go and do riding. I'm with a group of guys somewhere along the way, and we have a WhatsApp chat, and you would see when they go in and ride and that kind of thing, and they would say, "Hey, at the time I could fall in, or I would do it on my own." And even that as well, I've not done it in a while. So I'm now trying to get back on it to recreate that balance. Because of that, I think probably I have some weird sleeping hours as well. So sometimes if I leave work directly and I come home, I would sleep, and then I would probably getting up all around 9 o'clock, and then I can't go back and sleep. So I'll find something to do, which is either do work or do art or do music or something. I'll find something to do, right? So sometimes it's difficult to create that balance, and then there are some things that kind of unavoidable that might happen when you least expect it, and you have to kind of rearrange your time to make it work, right? And then, well, on church, I've been a little tardy for a little while, but I'm in charge of the youth Sunday service, so I try to be for sure to be there. So yesterday was youth service Sunday, and I'm supposed to carry on that service and also bring the word and whatever. So I was there. So trying to kind of build that back up, right? So it's hard sometimes to create the balance because I mean being up and down sometimes are just tired. You sleep. Sometimes I get up in the morning, I get Saturday morning in space or something, I sleep or come in, go and do what I need to do, come back home and you sleep again. So it's difficult to create that balance, but at the end of the day, you have to put a plan in place and try to stick to the plan. All right. So I'm now trying to get back that kind of recreate that kind of equilibrium where you're working out, work, school, music, art, church, and all of those things are concerned.
Okay, nice. Well, yeah, answer my next question. 'Cause my next question was going to be if you hold an active role in the church, because I
Yeah.
know it has some people like me 2 3 years ago. My most active role was playing the drum in the church,
Right.
and sometimes I would when I started recording services, but I realized it was a task to get the videos to upload after recording. So I
Yeah.
eventually started to live stream the services. And that was the be all and end all of my existence in church. I wasn't really trying to push for anything more than that. But now by the grace of God, I had to do more, so I'm doing as much as I could. Um, in your opinion, how does being a Christian or a spiritual Baptist um affect you being a business owner?
Well, I don't think it really affects it, because um at the end of the day, if we looking at well, I should say it don't really affect it because in with my business, remember I'm doing art for people who appreciate art. Yes, I'm a Baptist. Yes, I have pieces that are themed as Baptist pieces or Baptist imagery or those Baptist type artwork. But so somebody will buy it, if you know what I mean,
Right.
right? Um, but where you would expect the support to come from the most, you don't really get it. So at times, I mean, after the first exhibition, I was a little despondent when I tried to, analyze how things went down. And then I realized, you know what? This is as it start. It's just building from strength to strength. So once I keep at it, keep going at it. It don't necessarily have to be Baptist team pieces because, as I said, my next exhibition I would like it to be what any random thing. I would find a theme to go with. I think I probably already had the theme to go with,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it wouldn't be Baptist themes kind of stuff for liberation. There I might have a couple pieces, yeah, but not the amount that I would have done because when you're preparing for the exhibition, I started since last year. Since after the last exhibition, I started last year, and I try as much as possible to do um, as much as I could in my free time. So I would not have focused on any other type of artwork except Baptist theme stuff. So I would have planned out what I wanted to do or the pieces that I wanted to portray. And I mean, even with that, I was not able to do all that I wanted because I have a whole list, right, of things that would have come to mind and I wrote it down. And then I was able to do, and I mean, I was able to do them in any random order, to tell you the honest truth, because it wasn't going in order of how I wrote them down.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess how the inspiration came, that is how it went. So, being a Baptist business owner, right, I don't think it doesn't really affect the business per se, right? It doesn't really affect the business per se.
But it sure has influenced.
Yeah, it has influence. It has influence, most definitely. Because I mean, as I said before,
Mm-hmm.
um, the first inspiration for the my first exhibition was, you're a Baptist, so you could focus on doing so, that is kind of where things lifted off. But is it also helps me to showcase my the other areas that I might probably be good at, who knows? And they don't necessarily have to be Baptist.
True, true. Well, as I say, diversification. You're multi-talented, so we can't really expect the art and to be one-sided as well. Um, Let me just input here. I see we have a couple comments. So, um, I see soothing organic hmm, soothing organica
Aroma.
aromatherapy shop
Sure.
says continue to do great pieces. May God bless you.
Is that my
Uh,
cousin? Yes, that's my cousin. That's my
Nice,
cousin.
nice. We have Sister Christina here saying social media marketing is really
Yeah,
time consuming, and that is true because even
no doubt
the
about that.
radio station page, it is a challenge, and it's not just the posting of stuff at times, but it's also being able to interact with other persons, especially who would have commented on your page, as
Yeah,
well as what I read, especially radio station pages, that you also have to engage with other pages via your
yeah,
page to help build traction as well.
true.
Uh, Leaf for Life Classroom International stating that he gives to us for the Archbishop and Mother Superior. I don't really
Yes,
I remember Mother Superior Lancaster receiving, I believe it was in the anniversary service
yes,
last
yes,
year. They
yes.
presented her with one of the pieces.
Right.
Uh, Sister Philomen saying good afternoon, and also saying that your beginning could not determine your ending. Keep going.
True,
Amen.
true. Like something I always tell my students, it don't matter where you start, it's but where you ending up.
True, true. You know, and life is such a funny thing as we talk about parts. I remember watching a movie, and I remember in the movie the turtle is admonishing his young people and telling them, you know, one of them meets his destiny on the road he takes to avoid it. And that has stuck with me through the years because sometimes we tell ourselves we don't want to end up in a certain place.
True.
So we do whatever it takes to not end up in a certain place, and then we still end up right there. So for me, I did not want to be in the forefront of anything. I have no problem being in the background, but here I am now,
Same thing
forefront.
with me. But it have people who would recognize um what you do and probably the impact that could make, and they always wanna, push you in front, push you
Mm,
to lead, be a leader, and as you say, sometimes I just wanna just be in the back, helping out. I could help out wherever, either be necessarily be in front.
true.
But I guess when you show that kind of when you're showing leadership qualities, you'll get that kind of motivation and that push.
We have Miss Lewanda. I hope I pronounced that correct.
Yeah,
Same
Lawanda branch.
in your all the best in
The
your
childhood friend from a long time. Our family was like close. Grew up together, you could say.
right. So guys, at this time what I want to do is just Brother Damon, you could give us your contact information. So when we share the pieces, we'll know exactly who and where they're contacting you.
Right, so my contact information, cell phone number 766-5682. I also have Damian Phillip Art on IG and Facebook. Same name, Damian Phillip Art on IG and Facebook.
Right. So you heard it, guys. You know how to contact them. 766-5682, and Instagram and Facebook. You can check out Brother Damian Phillip Art. So let me just display so many pieces. Now I didn't use all. Brother Damian has a lot of pieces, so I didn't pick all. So for those of you who know his pieces, please don't beat me if you didn't see a favorite piece displayed tonight. So, we start off with these two. Well, I try to start off with the non-spiritual Baptist ones first.
Right.
So we have these two, which I think, is a comparison. You have the pencil. I believe it's pencil.
Yeah, pencil, and the other one, the one on the left is now. I'll tell you the one on the left. Remember that elective that I did
Mm-hmm.
when I was doing my postgrad in education. This is one of the first pieces that I did in watercolor, and this is for those who probably would have ever done art in school. There's a book where there's this piece in the book, and they are the paper and the tracing paper and everything that allows you to trace it out, and it has the color scheme for you to use. So this is actually an exercise from the book that I did. All right, that's my first piece in terms of using watercolor. All right, the one on the right is pencil. All right, I mean that's one of my little sketch from a sketchbook. All right, that I would have just done random pieces.
Well, I must say I do like the sketch from the sketchbook. Sometimes we watch our things and we don't see the value in it as much because we just think little of it. But I this one definitely did catch my eye. And well, I don't know who don't know, but everybody know the corner side parlor. The
Right.
parlor from back in the days.
Right, and actually this was the reference for this was a photo that a guy, I think is Damian something photography, right? I can't remember his name, but it's a photographer who took this piece. This building is actually on the corner of, well, for those who know Port of Spain, going around the bridge, if you're going across Park Street and you're going around the bridge, this building, well, it used to be, it's still there, but it doesn't look like this again. Somebody bought it and renovated it, so it looks a little more modern than how it looks here. So this was the reference photo, was actually taken from that photographer, and this was probably one of my, I think this is one of my best pieces I think that I did in watercolor.
Well, I'm pretty sure if my father is watching, he'll be able to identify this. Please see that he is from the Port of Spain Lavantil area.
So that going right as they're going around the bridge.
And then we have this piece, the instruments as well as.
Right, so the piece on the left, the piece on the left is actually pastel, soft pastel. It was done on pastel paper, black pastel paper. Shows a guy in a rhythm section playing a bass drum, and you see the guy in the back on top of bass drum sit down. This was again a random sketch. The one on the right is actually one of the pieces from my first elective that I did. This is one of the 5 pieces that I spoke about earlier. So this is charcoal and watercolor and color pencil. So it's a mixed media piece. So the piece on the right is actually one of those pieces from that exhibition, or from that course that I did, the elective. One
Well,
of the 5.
when I looked at it, to be honest, it reminded me of how it's composed. It reminded one of the exercises that I was given when I did art in secondary school.
Yeah, so that's kind of still life stuff where they set up this collage of objects, and you have to kind of draw it and you capture the shadows and all that kind of thing.
Yes.
So this is one of the 5 pieces from that time.
Okay. So next one we have, well, when I see this one, it's like I had to put this up because this is something that most people can relate with, seeing that we are from Trinidad and Tobago. I don't
True.
know how many people remember Calypso Fiesta. I know they had one this year, I believe, if I remember correctly. And although I'm not really keeping up too much with the carnival of late, but I saw this piece and again one that I think persons could identify with. This one is what, color pencil?
No, this is actually mixed media. This is watercolor and color pencil.
Okay.
And this piece was actually one of my lecturers from UTT. He that is Dr. Otley. He writes these wonderful books, reference material that surrounds anything surrounding carnival. He has a good few publications, and I was asked to do pre- try to do a cover for the book, artwork for the cover of the book,
Right.
right? And I mean the book was centered around Calypso Fiesta, and this was my rendering. Um, but I think he said, well, there was a committee that he was working with that would have chosen the cover artwork. Mine wasn't chosen, but this was the piece the rendering that I did for the cover of the book, which is basically showing that that familiar scene for Calypso Fiesta. You had the Calypsonian on the stage, and you had the crowd, and you had the toilet paper, and you had the different signs. You had the people in the rhythm section. You had those people who liming, who just come for the lime and the having a good time. So this was my rendering for that, I should say, a commission piece.
All right, so I have one question based on this piece, right? Who is
Question.
the artist on stage?
To tell you the truth, this is some random person. I don't know. Lord Red Shirt, I don't know. Lord Red Shirt or something.
All right,
Right,
so
so this was the rendering for it. Oh yeah, this piece was done during COVID. Right? This piece was done during COVID and did the reference photo. Probably something you would have seen already, but took the reference photo and I did this. This whole piece is color pencil, by the way.
okay.
Right? So I saw the reference photo and I said, this looks interesting. I like the combination of colors. And I say, you know what, let me attempt to draw it. And the initial sketch was good. And then I started to put down the color. Right? And this piece is actually, as I seen this, I don't remember I had this for somebody for a while now. And I know, matter of fact, almost every Friday I see him. So this is a reminder to get it to him. So, because he saw it and he said, yo, I want that piece.
All
I
right,
want
right.
that piece.
All right, so I use this piece especially to transition from the previous set of photos to the spiritual Baptist photos. So, you know, now I saw this. Now I went through the pictures, right? Because pulling all the pictures to put up, and it's
Right.
like it's only on probably my fifth or sixth scan through that I actually saw this picture. So it's like I went through and I didn't see it. I was like, this is a nice picture to start with because to me it symbolizes the beginning.
Yeah.
That beginning for most spiritual Baptists, that Bank of Jordan.
Yeah, that bank of that draw that. And this is the aftermath. So when you finish get baptized and you come back out in your white. And you're standing up and you're looking out into the ocean, you're looking at the horizon, and if it's that early morning baptism, you're seeing that sun coming up across the water. And this piece, when I spoke earlier about my lecturer who said she wanted this piece, she waited until the exhibition. This was the piece I was speaking about. So this piece sold in last year. Right? I try and explain. I say, well, this is from a exhibition next year, So I try and she said, no, I'm not waiting until then, and then somebody come and buy it. No, she said she wanted now. So this piece was sold before the exhibition. Right? So this is a piece that depicts that river Jordan, or on that seashore when you now come out in your white, your fresh whites after you get dipped in the water 3 times and they come out with your fresh whites, with your bands, and then you're still being called a candidate number 1, 2, or 3, right?
True.
And they're standing up on the seashore and they're looking out into that early morning sun rising on the horizon.
Yes. Now, guys, as you say, this piece already sold. so you wouldn't be able to get this piece. So our next piece, now when I saw this, is like the picture of the woman itself look real familiar. I tell myself I see a sticker with this woman somewhere about already.
Yeah. So the name of this piece is Jubilation. And I mean, for those who are spiritual Baptists, is a image that is all too familiar, where you have that the woman or the sister or the mother, she engrossed in she does in that jubilation mode. And when you look at the table, you're seeing our wonderful emblems, the bell, the lota, the tarrier. You would see all those the olive oil. You would see the different Florida water and all of those things there, the glass, see the calabash or the flowers. So it's something that is, for those of us who are spiritual Baptists, we know what all those things mean. They are all too familiar image, right? And this piece is a mixed media piece with soft pastels and color pencil. So the name of the title of this piece is Jubilation, and for those who are interested in the price, it's $1,300.
Nice. All right, so guys, remember 766-5682. Make sure and order any piece that you see that you like. And Brother Damian, just take hired work to write. So if somebody tell you they want something specific, you'll be able to.
Yeah. Commissioned work.
So this is our next piece.
All right, so this piece is soft pastel. Right, so the entire piece was done on black soft pastel paper. Right. What's the name of this piece, boy? The name of this piece is Baptism. Right, and again, an all too familiar sight where you know that baptism is complete and you come on here and you show in your white with your headband, and you have the minister reading those initial words as you now become a spiritual Baptist, or you now become a child of God. Right? The name of this piece is The Pilgrims. No, this is not The Pilgrim. This one is I think this one is Baptism as well. Right. So we have the leader here who is
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we have the leader here, and yeah, the river. This one is at the river. So you see the bridge in the back there. Seeing the end of the cross, and you see the rota, the tara, the calabash, and you see the pilgrims in the front, with the nurses behind them, and the leader reading, giving the beatitudes, reading the beatitudes to you.
And it's like you can see the writing in the books. Sometimes you could do artwork with books and you can't see the writing.
Yeah.
So the next one we have, guys, is this one looks like a greeting somewhat.
Right. So this one is mixed media. So this is soft pastel and color pencil. All right. I'm trying to find the name here. Anyway, all right, so this is mainly color pencil. I think this one is You Are My Mother, We Are One. And this is a scene where when two different churches would meet, and you would have the mothers from the different churches with the bell and the lota, and they would do that whole, for instance, like when they come to pilgrimage, and you have the two mothers from both sides coming together, and they ringing that bell and throwing the water and the corn and all that. So this is You Are My Mother, We Are One. I think that's the name of this. Nice. Well, let's see about I know how to do this. All right, this, yeah. I think the name of this one, yeah. Right, so this piece is a 19 and 3/4 by 12 and 3/4, right? Price for those who are interested at $1,300.
Nice. All right, so the next one we have, guys, is a picture of our implements.
Yeah, this one, name of this one is center pole.
Hmm.
Right, 19.5 by 12.5 in terms of dimension. And I mean, it's all too familiar emblems: bell, lotaria, the water, the candles, calabash. See the little bottle of oil in the background here.
Yes.
And also you have here those two earthen vase, the center pole that we have at the center of the church, what we call the center pole. And for those who who listening, the center pole doesn't necessarily have to be a pole, but it's the actual area, that spot that would be marked as the center of the church where all these emblems would be. And this piece is priced at $1,700 for those who are interested. And by the way, for those who are interested in pieces, you pay half down, 50% down, and you pay the other 50% on delivery, right? And you get it framed up and everything, and pay the other 50% before delivery. So this piece is priced at $1,700.
Somebody wants to know how you get the Lota and the tire shining in the picture.
Actually, there are different techniques that you could use where you would incorporate some white, but I think for this I actually use gold acrylic paint.
Mm-hmm.
But even though you use the gold acrylic paint, you have to use like color pencil or something to kind of shade it in so that it will look like it would. So it wouldn't be a complete shine, but you'll see that element looks like it's shining. It almost has that a real effect, and the oil really looks like it's shining, but it's actually gold acrylic, gold colored acrylic.
Somebody now joining us today on
Oh, I think they're talking about when you're the master who like to see you in work.
Yes.
And they feel at home you're not doing anything. But I mean, if you're home and you're working and they see, I mean, it must have some kind of measurement for productivity. I don't know.
True.
So if you're given tasks to do while you're home and you're covering the tasks or you're completing the tasks, I mean, then it's working. But again, they like to have that visual of actually seeing it.
Yes. So true. So the next one we have, guys, is
Right.
the too famous.
We come out today to give God thanks. Right? That is the name of this piece. And I mean, for those of us who would have ever gone to a Thanksgiving or a Baptist Thanksgiving, they know as a child growing up, this is the best part. These bags is the best part. You're waiting to get these bags.
And
you're waiting to see what you have inside of these bags. This is the best part. After all that waiting, I mean, when you're small, you're waiting.
True.
You hear all that start preaching, shouting, yeah, right. But you're waiting after we're done eating, they call we around the table to, you're waiting for this part. Right. And as we look, we see, and this is something that I should say, that staple with the spiritual Baptist.
Yes.
To the point where, I mean, we kind of level up from the brown bag. Right. I see people have even when my mom used to be alive and we have Thanksgiving, some kind of bags, she ordering bags to put these things in. And so, but this, the authentic Thanksgiving bag, you have all those lovely snacks, corn curls, the fudge, sugar cake, sweet bread, a pack of juice, apple, grape, banana, orange, and you have the sweets.
Somebody wants to know that chili baby.
Yeah, I'm not going to say the chili baby. You see the chili baby roll up there. I don't long meaning that chili baby. So this is the name of this piece. Is we come out today to give God thanks. Right, this is a soft pastel. This entire piece is soft pastel, and this piece is priced at $1,500. Right, and again, if you're interested, pay down half, and pay the other half before delivery.
Somebody say holding on to the bag for their life, so to make sure it don't go missing.
Yeah, once you're, I mean, and even my mom starts giving, when you start Thanksgiving, people come complaining already. The children rest down their bag to go and play, and when they come back, it's gone. Somebody gone with their bag.
According to my brother and some of your friends, the Thanksgiving bag get off.
Child come crying, the Thanksgiving bag gone, and the mother telling him, why you rest down the bag for? People looking for bags.
Yep. Everybody know the value of weight how.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I mean, you're testing that bag by the weight. You hold it and you get that weight, boy, this
It's
thing,
back out. Yes,
this is
yes.
our best Thanksgiving.
Oh, no.
Ah, you come out today to give God thanks. You know when that song started to sing, we heading in the right direction. We come out today to give God. You know, right? Hey, just now, bags
Bad
come.
shit.
Food and then bags.
Oh, yes. So true. Yeah, so true. All right. So the next one we have, guys. Now, this is actually two in one.
Right. So the one on the left would have been the piece that somebody spoke about earlier that was bought as a gift
Mm-hmm.
appreciation.
Right, right, right.
This one was Pilgrim. I think the name of this one was Pilgrim on the Road.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, all too familiar sight. You had a candle in your hand with a cross, going and happen. Right, you had the nurse behind you, heading Pilgrim on the Road. Right, this was one of the pieces that was purchased as an appreciation, I think, to Mother Superior Lancaster. Right,
And,
this piece is charcoal and pencil. Right, totally charcoal and pencil. And then the piece on the right, um, this piece was sold last year. This was from my last exhibition. The altar was the name of this one, and this was purchased by the men's ministry in my church.
mm-hmm.
And actually, this piece, I had it for a while on my hands, and I say, you know what? This is one of the pieces out of all the pieces that I like. This piece,
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't sold, I would keep it for myself. I really like this piece. This piece, I don't know, something, and it was done in a short space of time. I don't know that it was done quickly. Like I didn't really have no problems with it,
Mm.
and I really like this piece. And if it didn't sell, I say I'll keep this for myself. But it sold.
Wow.
The men's ministry bought it, and so the name of this piece is the altar, and that is the total pieces is watercolor. I think it's mixed media. It's watercolor, right? And this, I mean, when you look at it, familiar sight again for those of us who are spiritual Baptists. The altar in the church always well adorned. You have all the candlesticks, the lotus, the tarias, right? And you have that nice cross and the shape of it, the scale on the top, and the pillars on the both side with the shepherd rod.
Described, yes.
Yeah. And in front you have the what is called the streamers or the runners or whatever with the on the front of the altar cloth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I really like this piece. The person that get this piece, they really get through. This is one of my best pieces. If it didn't sell, I would have kept it for myself. But it went.
Nice, nice.
Good to see the men's ministry from church.
And the all too famous music.
Right, so this one is instruments of praise. Things that we would use in church. Yeah, the tambourine, yeah, the shak or the marac. We had the drums, we had the bell, and we have the good old hand claps.
Hmm.
Hands that clap. Instruments of praise, and this piece is soft pastel again.
Mm-hmm.
And this piece is priced at $1,400.
Nice, nice. I might have, but as soon as the radio station start to grow a little more and are able to financially contribute, I will be sure to buy one to put up on the studio wall.
Nice one.
Because it's always good to support each other as well, and I think some of these pieces would go well in studio as well.
True. So the name of this is Instruments of Praise. Psalm 150 said, "Let everything that had breath praise the Lord."
Amen.
You have all the different instruments and so on.
And I think last one for this afternoon has 3 in it.
Right. So starting on the one on the left. I don't know, the one on the left, it was just inspired by knowing that, when our mothers, when they manifest or in manifestation, that they would take up that vase and they would go to the different corners and they would dance, right? And that's the way, basically, where this inspiration came from. This piece is watercolor, 22 by 15 is a big piece, 22 by 15, priced at $1,700. And the name of it, I give it a Yoruba name, which is Iya Iyo Iya, which means dance, mother, dance.
Now, let me be honest with you, right? Before you started to describe this picture, exactly what it is, I got the inkling that this was a mother and a manifestation. Now I see it, and my spiritual mother comes to mind.
Yeah.
And I know my beloved sister in the chat, my spiritual sister in the chat, she will be able to back me up here, but it gives me that vibe like my spiritual mother, in terms of, especially how she holding that
Yeah.
that vase there. Yes.
Even how well I try to give the dress that look like is movements when you turn and the dress going that way and you go in the other direction to give it that kind of effect as though it is moving. So the name of it is Iya Iyo Iya, which means dance, mother, dance. I hope I'm pronouncing it properly for those who. Right, priced at $1,700, or 22 by 15 piece. It's a big piece. So for those who are interested, the one in the middle, the name of the one in the middle, yes. I didn't want to call it that. Hello, you. And that is exactly what comes to mind when you see it. But the name of the middle piece is Feel the Power. Right? And this would be, a church on mission. And you have that mother in the front with a yellow candle in her hand. And she gave that rock there. Same thing. Hello, you.
Yes.
Right? Now, this piece, this is the only oil pastel piece that I have. This is oil pastel. This is priced at $1,800. These are 19 by 12, right? And this is basically where what we call in our faith, that where the mother catch power. We have that manifestation, that total alignment of heart, mind, soul, and brings about that kind of manifestation of the Holy Spirit when you're in tune. And when you look at it, you're seeing, she would have probably get a rock before and she get a that hello you.
Yeah.
So this is the only oil pastel. This is I tried oil pastel for the first time. And this was the outcome.
Nice.
And then the piece on the right, which is entitled Ring the Bell, which is, now I was asked to do this. This was a commission piece actually. Because I did a bell previously for my last exhibition, and it was liked by a lot of people, and I ended up giving it away. Right, I had it for a while, and I ended up giving it as a gift to the bishop. So people, as we would, for want of as young people say, people coast on my butt. So this was a piece that was requested, just like the one that was done before. Although the one that was done before a little different, but I mean I couldn't reproduce the same exact thing. Right, so this is what I came up with, right? And I think this was also brought by the mother from the church for somebody, some other appreciation for somebody. I can't remember who it was. Right, so this was sold already. So this was Ring the Bell.
Now somebody posted this comment earlier, but I say I would save it for the end. And they said the pieces really capture the traditions of the spiritual Baptist faith, really unique and beautiful. And I must wholeheartedly agree with that, in terms of when you see the pieces, even though you might not know exactly what the name might be, but you immediately get a true sense of what it is you're trying to put across. And I think
True, that was the aim, That was really the aim, to capture same thing as it was to capture the traditions of the spiritual Baptist faith. So when you see it as a reminder, you actually freeze frame a moment in time.
And I think for most artists, that is the goal in terms of when somebody sees your artwork, they get what you're trying to say immediately. They're not guessing. So I must say, definitely mission accomplished.
True,
Shepherd
true.
Damien, brother
Thanks.
Damien. It's like I see somebody saying in the comment section, it's how you spot the chili BB. It's how
And I'll make sure I put it in between everything and see if anybody who really about Thanksgiving and know about Thanksgiving. Nick. You cannot have a Thanksgiving bag without that little corn and chili baby wrap up in that paper.
Yeah, and the response, it's a long time you really didn't see that kind of stuff in a Thanksgiving bag.
True.
It's more the snacks than the homemade stuff. But brother Damien, I must say, as I said, the pieces, as the sisters say, it really truly brings out the true essence of the spiritual of this faith. I must say, I say in thanks for being a part of the program and having the opportunity to display some of your work, not just the spiritual of this content, but also the other stuff. Has been my privilege to speak to you and see some of your even more of your stuff. So remember, guys, you can check him out on Facebook and Instagram. It's Damian Phillip Art. And you can also give him a call or WhatsApp 766-5682 if you're
Like,
interested
share,
in
and follow. Like, share, and follow.
anything. So
And even with this, thanks for the opportunity to showcase some of our work on this platform. The comments and so on, it goes a long way. It make me feel good, make me feel motivated. That my work or my artwork, touching somebody in that particular kind of way. And I said there's a whole list that I would have done of pieces that I want to do, and I didn't really get around to it. So I guess probably as time go along, I'll kind of, I'll come up with more, and I'll try to do something. And if anybody listening out there, a picture or image that I'm looking for the longest while is a picture of a old long time church. A picture of the building, a old long time church.
well,
If
I'm not sure.
anybody have any image like that, could send it to me. I would like to do some piece of artwork with an old long time church. I talk about the church where the old, let me say, an old church. The wall was made out of mud and that kind of thing before concrete and that kind of thing.
I actually know someone who has who goes to a church like that.
Still,
You definitely, yeah. I know you'll definitely get, especially the inside. Two churches I went to recently actually that have that original mud floor vibe. Yes. So I know
if
two
anybody
places.
has any kind of image like that,
Yeah.
send it from me. I'm gonna try to recreate that in art as a piece of artwork.
I would message them and see if they would be able to send any pictures for you for that. I'm not sure if you'll get the external because the external the area wasn't very, how to say, large to say you get a proper shot of the entire
The
building.
whole thing.
But I
You just
know
have to be whole thing, at least the front and the side or
mm,
something. You know what I mean?
so hopefully they'll be able to do that for you, and probably they can send a couple internal shots as well so that you
Yeah.
get I but
Front and a side, or even just the front alone, that would be nice.
so, yeah, no problem.
Taking anything I get. Beggars
We'll see
can't be
what we
choosers.
can do for you. So once again, well, before we close off, and I know we've gone a little longer than the hour that I would have proposed. However, but is there anybody you'd like to give any shout outs to before we wrap up for this afternoon?
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to give a shout out to my wife,
Others
Adela.
sleeping on the couch tonight.
Right, and all those folks from I saw some folks from New Jerusalem that would have commented on the thing that I posted. I mean, I was not able to see the comment, I think, until they would have posted, but some of the names that came up would have been people who would have known from some of them from a long time, as long as childhood, people who I grew up with, people from New Jerusalem that I attend now. I see my cousins, I see some other people. So To everybody who would have joined in, commented, and even when I would have posted up the links and posted up the flyer, thanks, thanks, thanks from the bottom of my heart. Much appreciated.
Nice, nice. So, guys, Shep or Damian, once again, I want to say thanks for joining us this afternoon. Just a little shout out to some of those persons who liked what may not have commented. So, pleasant good afternoon to Sister Kissia Stapleton Lopez, Sister Karen Mitchell, Sister Marianne, Sister Peggy, Joanne Edmond, Sister Anisha Metiviel Lam. I just want to say thanks to all of you for joining in and liking and sharing the live this afternoon. I hope that you all had a wonderful time. I hope that you all enjoyed, what was put across. You all are a little more informed. And as I say, feel free to reach out to Brother Damian if you're interested in getting anything done. He does commission work as well as, he has the stuff that he would have done independently. So you can reach out to him.
There are even some pieces that probably wasn't shown that you could check on the pages, and you would see them there. And those would have been pieces from the last exhibition, the online, well, not really online exhibition, but I posted up the pieces on my page, so you could check them out, see if anyone you like. Check me.
Right, so as we close this afternoon, guys, one more time, I just want to say thanks to everyone. Thank you for being a part of the stream. Thank you for liking and sharing. And as we close this afternoon, as I said that just earlier this year, last year, I came across this song from a church that I attend, and I think it has synonymized, us as spiritual Baptists, us as business owners, moving forward, and we undaunted. We undaunted. And tonight, as we close off, I just want to play that song as we close off tonight. And I just want to say thanks to everyone for being a part of the stream. Continue to like and share. And we'll see you again next week, Monday. Please go out for another installment of Baptist Building Business.
I want to be there.